Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to my very late review of Kamen Rider Vulcan, Orthos Vulcan? Orthos Vulcan? Or is it just Japanese wolf? Let's call it Orthos Vulcan. Anyway, let's get to it. Everybody knows I love Vulcan. This figure is no different. It's really just a color palette swap. There's not much to really tell you that's different other than the arms that we get, it's really just a color swap. So I don't want to make this an overly crazy long review. But the first thing I want to do is I want to take here, we're going to break him down. Before we do anything else, we're going to break him down with his normal Vulcan form, Assault Vulcan, Assault Wolf. And here we have the two lined up with each other. We can see the color paints. Obviously, we get different progress keys. But other than that, like what we get is pretty much the same. I don't know why one feels taller than the other, because that's not the case at all. I've also added the SHF upgrade joint to both. So we have a taller neck. Slightly taller neck on both of them. But yeah, just wanted to show you that literally in comparison, these guys are a palette swap. But I did want to make sure I covered my bases and showed you guys what was going on. So let's put you away, right? So let's talk about you. We do have a very beautiful blue and white scheme. I mean, sorry, blue and silver over light blue. It's so nice. Our head articulation remains pretty nice. Even with the SHF upgrade joint, it allows us to look down just a little bit more. We can tilt side to side, looking with our heads. Pointy at the top, so please be careful. Our shoulder pads drop over the arms, which allows for, and mine's are really, really stiff on this guy. Like every time, see, there it is. I pop it out. I was literally just about to say that. And yes, it does allow you to drop all the way down and around. So if I just pop this back on ever so gently, which I'm hoping I can do. Let's see if we can adjust. So yeah, if I lift up my arm, you still should be able to hit pretty much a very nice T-pose. As you can see, I'm also rotating it because there's a nice ball joint there that you saw from me knocking down everything. With our shot riser here, we're gonna jump around a little bit. It does come with a progress key. I don't want to take it out and lose it. So I'm gonna pop this back on. So like I said, you will get nice articulation, but like I said, my shoulder joint's very, very tight. As you saw right there, there it is. Normally that does not happen, but because I'm experiencing that tightness of joint right there, see? Right there. It'd rather press up against it than actually press down. So it's supposed to move down, but it's not doing that. So here we are with our arm movement. The one thing that did bug me, just like with regular Vulcan, is that even though this pretty much is a deep cut joint, because it kind of crosses into each other, you don't get that full acute angle double joint goodness, especially because you can see it right here, the joint just cut deeper. You can probably push it in, cause some mold damage, but you definitely would get better mobility if they left this just a little bit more open. But you do get that nice forearm swivel, so that's pretty nice. I don't think it's a good enough trade-off, but it is pretty nice. And even though, despite this piece being on, you still get nice roticulation. It really is in my vocabulary. You get nice roticulation here, even with our ball joint and keeping these straps here on, right? You do get bicep swivel as well. So you are able to do particular poses like grabbing onto your shot riser literally from your belt, as you can see here. So you are able to literally, boom, right from your belt. It's not one of those things where you see it in the show and you're not able to do it. No, you're able to literally still do that here, right? As far as our rest of our upper torso movement, rotating it around very easily, as you can see here. And yes, I do manhandle my toys. And our legs use the drop down method. So you can still get that 90-degree angle and a nice double joint here. We have very nice forwards and backwards. Ankle pivot going inward is not as generous as it should be, but it is pretty good. So yeah, let's do some nice, some shot riser-like poses. Let's make sure that thumb is inside for the trigger finger. So yeah, you can actually get really nice poses with him, as you can see here. Defending, rotating, see? You actually get really good poses. It's just so nice. Even like your jumping lunging shots, because you can actually tilt your head back far enough. See? Now the accessories though, this is where it gets really, really dope. Because with our normal Vulcan, we don't get the extra ones that we get here. This is gonna be the highlight of this figure. It's going to be our claws that we got from actually Naki. And you'll get these by being able to ching, ching, ching. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I had to do that. You actually just remove this top plate piece, place it right on top. It's a part swap. Do I have the wrong one? Yes, yes I do. And now you literally have claws. So now on top of your shot riser, you can have claws. So you can be Kamen Rider Wolverine. I said it. I said it. You'll also get one from a particular scene in the show with a broken claw. And this one will be for, which one is this for? Oh, either side. Because you can actually lift this piece off. Ooh. And you just tab it on top. You know what? I've never actually swapped that on until now. So now that I've done it, it looks really good. And then we get our sets of hands. So you see I have one trigger finger hand on. You will get your open standard hand. This is the hand that comes with it, his action wolf-like hands, because it's wolf-like design. You see that over here on this one. You'll get two trigger hands. One here using the weapon. Here's our left hand one. You'll get standby holding trigger hands. I believe this is the term when you are not shooting your rifle. You are always ready. So it's just always like that, ready. I learned that from my friend Jake. Shout out to Jake. You can also use these as pointing if you want. You'll get your closed fist hands. And these have this part because they are strapped into the hands, just like in the show. And then you get your open, relaxed palms. Pretty cool. But yeah, I really like this. He can still hold all the other weapons as well with these hands. So that means if you want to give him the shotgun, it can hold. If you want to give him the authorized buster or the authorized buster axe mode, it works just fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the time to jump into size comparisons. See you guys in a second. All right, guys, size comparison time. First thing, I want to compare him to his base form so you guys could just see the difference of what's going on. I also have the SHF upgrade shot riser. And as you can see, I love base form Vulcan, but Orthos Vulcan, I'm sorry, looks really, really good. Let's compare him to his homegirl Cheetah, Rushing Cheetah. So we see how we got going on. Then we will do Realizing Hopper. Put your head down, sir. And with Realizing Hopper, we see Articulation just a little bit bigger, just a tad bit. Only because I think his helmet is bigger. And then I want to compare to Saber. Saber's SHF is actually really, really big. Like, they are way taller. You can see here. And it's crazy because, like, it's cool to see stuff like that because you'll normally see things like that, how they kind of progress in terms of, like, suit designs. So hopefully with Revice, we'll get something on the same scale. You know what I mean? I want to compare him to Marvel Legends Ultron. Because even though he's much smaller, like, all of 01 to me was just Metsubo Jinrai was just a Japanese version of Ultron, which I absolutely love the idea of that in my brain, right? Then we want to size him up with some other stuff. So here is a Lightning Collection Red Ranger. Then we have, a Mythic Legions. All right. Let's do an Articulated Icons Ninja. My version of my Mr. Karate. And as you can see, he works out pretty well with some of the Lightning Collection. Not all of it. Some guys are bigger. But yeah, he can work his way around. Here we are with a Mezco Me on a Gomez body. Then we have a Hasbro Gi Joe Firefly. So as you can see, the SHF stuff is always going to be smaller, but it's really a matter of how you want to, like, handle it. Do you want to be one of those things where you're doing, like, action shots and it kind of works itself out because you can do some fiddling with the way they maneuver? Also, not everybody's the same size. So to me, it's like one of those things where it can naturally be okay. But there's also cases where some stuff may be too big, but that's okay. It's going to be what you want. Again, this guy is a repaint. So if you really don't want to buy another one, you don't have to. But if you love this form, like with Naki, you'll have a great time picking up this figure. In the meantime, guys, I hope you are doing well. I hope you are chilling because it's just a nice day. I hope that you feel good. As always, please Be good, do good. Drink your water, guys. Later. I want to add that right here in the eye, it's actually different from actual Vulcan. That was a nice little change there. Didn't notice that till I was sitting down here taking photos. So, thank you for coming to this little bonus session. Take it easy.